Dear Father in heaven, I begin by thanking you. Thank you for this amazing country. You are the giver of every good and perfect gift, and that means that every good that we have in this country is owing to your gracious kindness. We are profoundly blessed to live in such a place as this. Thank you for giving us the capacity to love one another. Today I ask for your blessing on the business owners in our community, the public officials who represent them, and for all those who are here with us today. For the business owner who is facing uncertain times, I pray that you would remind them that all times are uncertain, and you alone are an unshakable rock. Help them get back to work that they may care for their families and serve their communities unimpeded again. Provide for them in all their needs, for you are the great provider. Teach them to have faith in you, no matter how formidable their situation may seem. Give them peace that can only be found in your Son, who is himself the Prince of Peace. For the representatives who serve in public office, I pray that you would guide them in all of the important decisions that they have to make, especially in this stressful time. Teach them to rely on you for wisdom, for you know all things. When they make good decisions that benefit the people they represent, bless them and encourage them to continue. When they make mistakes, show them how to humbly correct them, and let their constituents have patience, grace, and generosity with them, for theirs is a difficult task. When they sin against others and against you, call them to repentance, that they may see the error of their ways. Finally, we ask you to bless this event, Lord. Please bring many thousands here today to support their neighbors. Keep us safe and healthy as we do so. Father, we receive the blessing of rain, but we ask that you hold it off just a little longer. Let peace, brotherly love, and kindness reign over this event today. And I pray all of these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
I co-founded with Eric Mutzos the Utah Business Revival.
Welcome to Vineyard, and thank you for coming and supporting our small businesses.
Then conquer we must, when our cause it is just.
I love this. I love that everybody's out here today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting these businesses. We had a rule in the House of Representatives when we would come together and we were discussing policy. We had one cardinal rule, one rule that we always applied to every decision, and that is that we would never let fear motivate our decision making. Never. We never make decisions out of fear, ever. You know, this is a state with its heritage and history born in tough times. And tough times don't last, but tough people do. And that's you, okay? That's everybody that came out here today. And we have to resist. And as your governor, I will resist. So thank you. Thank you for coming here. We support everyone. Support all these businesses. We're going to pass the work. We're going to do this together. Thank you.
Our county commissioners and those of us in elected office here in Utah County have resisted any sort of a shutdown because we trust the citizens of Utah County. Not only are we shutting down businesses and ruining people's livelihood, but we're also causing a 20% decrease in revenue, which means when those people whose jobs we have ruined come to the government for help, we're not going to have revenue to help the people whose lives we've ruined. I'm talking about a 70+% increase in domestic violence calls to our Utah County dispatch. I'm talking about an 800+% increase in calls to the suicide hotlines.
This tells the politicians what they can and can't do.
Anything that government gives you, government can and will take from you. You have the Bill of Rights. It protects you. Our job as representatives is to protect the Bill of Rights.
I just wanted to post memes and lay low, okay? That's all I wanted to do in life. And when I saw that Salt Lake City's Mayor Mendenhall put out a snitch line, what country do we live in right now? We do not snitch on our neighbor. That's not what we do in America. So I called the snitch line and I turned myself in. I said, there's going to be a former police officer and he's going to have a rally.
Is there anyone out there that considers themselves more on the left side of the aisle out here? More liberal? Okay, we have one person. Can I shake your hand? Can I shake your hand right now? You mind coming up? We have a liberal here. The point of this revival, look, we have a lot of political candidates, right? We have a lot of people that have a lot of different messages. We don't have to agree with all of them, right? But we can agree on this, that we're here as Americans and we need to get back to work now. This is Belinda.
Hi, I think I'm kind of along the lines of Lady Maga of waking up liberals and waking up everybody that we're united. It's not us against each other. It's not citizens against citizens. I think it's us against oppression.
That's it. That's it. And so some people might come up here and you might disagree with some of their messages. It might hurt some of your feelings. It might make you feel uncomfortable to see a man in a dress, okay? But guess what? America is made up of a whole bunch of different ideas. And we can disagree with some of them and still love each other. How many times have you heard, we just need to have faith? There's nothing we can do. Has anyone heard that? We just need to have faith because there's really nothing we can do. What does faith mean? Faith is action. Faith is action in what we believe. And it is we the people. It is not they the government. We the people. I believe that we have this misconception about freedom and liberty. Because freedom doesn't mean liberty. It's not the same thing. There's something in between. And that's morality. That's good choices. Meaning, freedom plus morality equals liberty. And we can't have liberty without morality. It is immoral for anyone to be forced into their house. It's immoral. We can protest our government. We can question them. It is not un-American to question our government. Right now, this group, this is where we're at in America right now. This group, we're the most radical, crazy group in Utah. Did you know that? This group. You think how sad that is? Would you have said that 3 months ago?
that us gathering together with booths and helping these small businesses wearing red, white, and blue, that we would be considered radical, is disgusting. But here we are. We're here right now, and our freedoms are on the line. I'm telling you, because it's going to get worse. This is a man named Ezra Taft Benson. Does anyone know who Ezra Taft Benson was? He said, "I say to you, with all the fervor of my soul, that God intended men to be free. Rebellion against tyranny is a righteous cause. It's an enormous evil for any man to be enslaved to any system contrary to his own will. For that reason, men 200 years ago pledged their lives, fortunes, and sacred honor. No nation which has kept the commandments of God has ever perished. But I say to you that once freedom is lost, only blood, human blood, will win it back." And that's not what I want. We have to stand up immediately. Right now, like Lady Maga was saying, our churches are closed. This is the closest thing we've had to church in how long? How long? This is our church, right? Right now, our churches are closed, but we have liquor stores open. Our schools are closed, but we're still performing abortions in America. Explain that to me. It's wrong. So the point is this. I'm so thankful for every single one of you that came today. I'm so thankful. I want to try to have these events. Yeah. Thank you. I want to try to have these events every 3 weeks, because once the dust settles, we're going to see, we have 30 million people that have just lost their jobs in America. I think we're at a 25% unemployment. Like, the solar flare has blasted, and we haven't even felt the heat wave yet. And that's the truth. And we need to band together, and we need to help one another. And so my vision was that we were going to all come to these places where great mayors like Julie Fulmer have allowed, and small businesses can come. So my ask to you is to get everybody to come to our group, our Utah Business Revival, and tell them about it. Because right now there's a lot of people that want to be here, but they're afraid. And they don't need to be afraid, okay? A lot of people didn't like that we had politicians speaking. I'm going to tell you why it's important. Because they're watching, right? A lot of these politicians, they want to say something. And sure, if I was a politician, I'd be saying something different. But we can't criticize them too hard. We just need to say, we're the people, this is what we're doing. And then guess what happens? They come. They come. We have the top law enforcement officer of Utah here today. He knew that we went and rallied up at Salt Lake City. He knew that. And he came today to support us. Does that make sense? So you may disagree with his politics. You may disagree with a lot of their politics, and that's okay. It's okay to disagree with one another. But it's we the people. We're the ones in charge. And I'm telling you that that's the only way that we get this back. It's the only way we get our country back is by getting engaged. I am ashamed to say when I went to St. George, Utah, I didn't even register to vote because I wanted to just quit. I'm ashamed to say it. And so this shutdown is my fault. And I mean it. This shutdown is my fault because what should have happened in the state of Utah when Corona came out, it should have been a one-page memo to the people that said, here's a virus, here are the risks, here are the people, this is our recommendation, sent out. We should have looked at the memo, here's the risk, let's quarantine grandma, all the people that are sick, we're going to work. That's what should have happened. And my message is, when they keep pushing it, we have to stand up immediately to protest. Immediately. It is not unpatriotic. It is not un-American to protest. It's very, very patriotic to do what we're doing today. And you might be called all kinds of names on your social media right now, but I'm telling you right now, you're doing the right thing. If you can feel it in your heart, you're doing the right thing. I know this is supposed to happen. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
Certainly defending freedom,
certainly defending liberty, our children, but the economy is the heart and the foundation for us as we move forward. And I have said this and again and again and again. Give me a business that is concerned about taking care of their customers, their employees, and doing the right thing, and we'll have infinitely more success protecting the health and safety of our people than a nanny state telling us the things we need to do.
What frightens me is that there will come a time, hopefully not in my lifetime, but some of yours, where someone will decide there is another crisis. And will they do that same ability of taking that power and making executive order decisions? Will at that time we'll have a governor that's cautious about how he uses those powers? It is easy to abuse this kind of power, and it has happened in history, where republics have been destroyed by an emergency executive takeover of power.
Look, I have offices in some counties where I was required to close my offices. And then I have offices in counties where I wasn't required. I closed them all because it was the right thing to do. Because I understand personal responsibility. I was worried about the health of my employees. I was worried about their well-being. So I made the decision because we could work from home. Government needs to trust us. They need to give us correct information, protect our inalienable rights, and then let us make decisions that are good for us. We will. I trust Utahns. I trust you. I understand the Constitution and what the Constitution's purpose is.
And our DNA, our innate DNA, is the idea and understanding of freedom and independence and opportunity to go out there and produce, and that's what we do best. And in the day, we're going to come out much stronger, much more educated, and knowing who the true enemy is. The socialists, the Marxists, the bullies, the cowards that take our freedom and take for granted and try to take it away from us. So we get that done. I grew up in deep South Tallahassee, Florida, in the 60s. Days of KKK, Jim Crow, and segregation. Recognize what the left wants to do is keep us depressed, keep us hopeless, keep us unemployed, keep us dependent, so you can take away the greatest thing that's ever made our country what it is, the middle class. We need to fight that. The three greatest words in the history of mankind were very simply, we the people. I had the blessing to play for 10 years in the NFL. I left the NFL as a very cocky liberal. 10 years later, I was a very humble and appreciative conservative. What happened in between? What happened in between is called life. Recognize what the left does best is to use misery for a political strategy. They will use, abuse, and discard anyone that trusts them. Take it from me. I've seen them do it for decades to the black community. Our history, our journey should be everybody's warning buoy. Do not trust those guys. Do not trust them.
And she said, Corey, you, meaning me and the rest of the legislature, don't need to do the how. You just need to lift the restrictions so the people can take care of it.
Hey, let's teach good principles and let people govern themselves. We have this Constitution and it's got to mean something, right? It's got to mean something. And what people forget is this Constitution was written to put restraints on the government. Restraints on the government, not on the people. And now we're living in a scenario for the first time in history, we've quarantined healthy people. We've told healthy people, individuals, no due process, nothing. You have to stay home, you can't have a business, you can't run your business, you can't take good care of your family.
I think every politician, every bureaucrat that forces businesses to close, that they should give up their government paychecks. And I've called on Spencer Cox and Governor Herbert many times to do that. They need to give up their very checks that are derived from the taxes from the businesses that they shut down, to sit in their ivory towers and dictate what we need to do.
So let me ask you, who gets to decide if your business is essential? I do. We do. We, the people, we decide what shuts down. We decide if we stay in our homes. We decide these things. I want you to know a hotline. If you're an escapee from Salt Lake County, here's the hotline, 1-800-FIRE Jenny Wilson.
Hey, I grew up near Compton, so I like this shirt right here. Straight out of quarantine. If you don't have one, I don't know what the name is of the folks over there selling them, but go get one of these right there. Go support our community. Let's get this business and economy back rolling. There's an old saying that a ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what it's built for. A lot of people think that our businesses are safe when they're shut down, but ladies and gentlemen, that's not what they're built for. And listen, guess what? We can still be safe with all of them open, doing what they're built for, and generating billions of dollars and trillions of dollars for our economy, so America can go back to being what it is, a great light to the world. We need to lead, and it starts right here with all of you. Thank you for being here. When they came for our First Amendment rights, religious liberties, Eric, tell me I'm wrong. We've been there every single time for those fights, and we're going to keep on fighting. Let's get this economy back going. Let's get out, ladies and gentlemen, and open up Utah. God bless each and every one of you. I'm Sean Reyes, your Utah Attorney General, fighting hard to protect you and our liberties. Eric, God bless you, man. Thanks. We love you guys. Take care. One more time. If you don't have one of these, that's $20 you're gonna spend today, straight out of quarantine. Hey, have any of y'all heard me rap? I grew up a rapper in LA. You got a second? You guys down for a rap? Now, even if you don't like rap music, come on up. Give you a free concert. All right, it's a little bit about me as the AG. I'm a innovating, devastating rhyming AG, repping 801. You talk SLC, don't waste your time trying to battle me, cause I knock you out, you Frazier. I'm Ali, yes Ali, aka Cassius Clay. You wanna take my title, best step away. Political pugilist, I don't play. You feeling lucky, punk? Come on and make my day, cause I got rope-a-dope, give you hope, take your best hits. And when I'm standing there smiling, you know I'm legit. You'll be punched out, tired, and ready to sit, and then I'll rain down blows till you beg me to quit. Round 1 and 15, it don't mean a thing, it's who's wearing the belt when we step out of the ring. So I'll overcome whatever you bring, cause I'm the undisputed heavyweight and pound for pound king.
John Adams said that representative government and the trial by jury are the heart and lungs of our liberty. That without them we have no other fortification against being ridden like horses, driven like cattle, and fed and clothed like swine and hounds.
Governor Herbert, our freedoms are under attack and we will not stand for it. Under the guise of safety, we have lost our way of life and the consequences are dire. Suicide rates, spousal and child abuse, alcoholism, drug use, and depression have skyrocketed across our nation. The consequences of unconstitutional shutdowns and restrictions across America are more dangerous than this so-called pandemic. We are currently living in an oppressive, tyrannical nightmare. We demand that you end the unnecessary shutdowns and restrictions of our freedoms in Utah. Medical professionals have exposed the lies surrounding the coronavirus, and yet they've been silent. But we will not be silent! You have requested that we receive more refugees in Utah. As governor of our state, why are you putting refugees before Utahns? We have people in need and we condemn your use of our tax dollars for refugees. Put Utahns first. You have chosen to categorize the citizens of our state as essential and non-essential. How dare you! Every job is essential. You do not have the right to dictate who deserves to put food on their table for their family. We will not allow the government to infringe upon our rights in the name of safety, and we especially condemn the use of a so-called hotline being used to snitch on our fellow citizens. When maybe they're just having a birthday party in the park, exercising their constitutional rights to be outside and congregate as they see fit. We refuse to be mandated and threatened into wearing a mask. Your tyrannical force of mask wearing is now a sign of submission, not safety. I'd like to ask Governor Herbert, why are liquor stores selling vodka essential, but churches are not? You claim to be a conservative, but your actions prove otherwise. We're ashamed of you, and we demand that you listen to the patriots in Utah who stand for freedom. James Madison said, "Crisis is the rallying cry of the tyrant." Sincerely, patriots of Utah. Before I go, I would just like to invite you to come up to our booth. Have any of you ever heard of the Walk Away campaign? The Walk Away campaign is a campaign led in Utah by Greta Hansen, and we are a movement that encourages former liberals like myself and Democrats to walk away from the radical Democrat Party because they no longer represent American values. They are basically radical socialist communists. So come talk to Greta, sign up for our events, and walk away from the Democrats. So in the end, God bless you, patriots. God bless the small businesses of Utah. God bless America. God bless Eric. And I'll finish by saying, America, let's get back to work.
My name is Jacqueline Smith, and I am the Vice President of Energy Cubes, and I'm so grateful to the Utah Business Revival because this is what we needed in our community. We needed to have our businesses have a little bit of a boost. We all have rent to pay on facilities and on our mortgages, and we needed to have income, and this is where it comes from. Real people, small businesses, this is what freedom looks like.
So I started an online shop 2 years ago because my oldest child has really severe special needs, and he's probably never going to be able to have a job, right? So I started an online company with my family, and we just do this, you know, out of my home. I mostly sell online, and it's to support him. So we took a really big hit in March. It was like 70% less than what we usually do. And we used that money to take care of his special needs. It went really well. A lot of people were super happy.
I lost a lot of business, and it was for fun initially, and it became a business, and we're just doing what we can to pay our bills. And the stuff has got to end. We got to figure it out and bring it to a close. Today was a rocket. I loved it. We sold a lot of shirts, probably about 80 shirts. Wow. And it's good. Is that gonna help you in the next couple of weeks? Oh, absolutely. The mortgage depends on it. So it's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I normally sell on Facebook, but with this whole virus stuff, it's gone really downhill with everybody not working. And this has helped my family so much because how everybody came together as one.
Here, and we are excited to get Utah back running and being with all these amazing people. So really, it was a great day.
Did this help economically for you guys?
Yes, it did.
Yes, yeah,
It did. We were busy consistently the whole time.
That's
A
awesome.
lot of people were really desperate for nails.
Yeah, everyone wanted their nails done. They were all begging us.
Thank you so much
So
for
it was
coming.
really fun.
So we really appreciate this opportunity. We've had events that have been canceled that we were counting on this spring, and this has been the first real opportunity that we've had to come out and sell our goods, and so we did well, and we're very grateful for that. So thank you.
We're a bridal store and alteration studio, and we came here today because we haven't been able to do bridal in a while, and we've been selling face masks instead, and we have not been allowed to market them over social media. So we're just looking at a way to create some cash to get up and going again, and we had a good successful day.
It's awesome. People came out and supported us, businesses around. It's affected a lot of businesses, not just ours, a lot of restaurants, barbershops, everybody like that. It's so awesome to see the people come to supporting us, especially here in Utah County. It's just amazing. So grateful for everybody. We honestly cannot do it without you. Being able to keep our employees employed, our doors open. It's just been, a great special blessing for all of us.
How was your day?
You know, the day was awesome. It was super great to be here. We did great in sales. I absolutely love smart people that don't let their fear rule them. And the turnout was fantastic, and I hope the governors and everybody else takes this as a sign that, hey, we would like to get back to normal life, and we can, and it's perfectly safe to do that.
Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it more than you know.
You know, I'm looking at probably shutting down. And today was the first day since all this garbage started that I feel like I might actually be able to keep my business open and keep working and keep thriving in a business that I've spent 3 years of my life building from scratch. I built this food truck myself. I didn't have money to pay somebody else to do it, so I had to do it. And I've worked hard. And the governor and all these politicians who crave power are crushing the little people like me. I'm looking at possibly shutting down because I can't pay my bills. And yet 4,000 people can show up and support us and do it safely.
I have to laugh because it's 4 o'clock and we've had 400 customers. So it's an awesome day. It makes me feel like we're back to normal. And it's been really fun seeing all these great patriotic people come in. I mean, it's not just the people, but you can see their hearts and their faces that they want to support us, and it's just been a real uplift for all of our employees. And honestly, our employees haven't had tips, because we've done drive-through, that you can't sign the tip, the iPad and order ahead, and they can check into tips.
So I was a vendor at the event, and we really had a great experience, met a lot of wonderful people. The event was awesome, so thanks for putting it together. It was great.
And show people that it's okay to exercise their First Amendment.
And to let them know that we're all essential. It doesn't matter what our job is, or who we are, or where we live, but that all of our lives are essential and important.
And thank you, Utah, for opening.
Yeah, so we attended today. We came to the rally a couple weeks ago in Salt Lake too, and I just can't say how nice it is to be able to feel normal again after all the fear that's been pushed on us by the media and by some of the politicians in our state and others. And we're just happy to be here and be around other people who are excited to get back to work.
I'm so proud to be here.